There we go. Hello, Gordon, Tom, Carol,
Hello, how are you?
and Mary. I'm great.
A path towards a basic income. Money. That's why we need to work.
See you later.
Homelessness is why we work in provinces and territories. As specific form.
I don't know about where you guys are, but today was certainly a glorious day in Calgary.
Same in Kindersley. Quite nice.
It's about time, eh, Tom?
Oh, God. We had like at least 2 weeks of minus 20 or colder for 2 weeks. That's,
I know it was the same in Calgary. Minus
Yeah.
28, I think, was the lowest, but I heard in Saskatchewan that it went even farther below that.
yeah, we got minus 40 a couple days.
Brr.
Froze my battery right up, had to get it into a shop and everything
Oh.
was not good.
No kidding. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I know there were a couple of days my car was complaining because I didn't plug it in and it was like, but it started.
Well, note to anyone who cares, a 2019 Tiguan VW does not have a block heater.
Oh,
They never came with one. And you can't put one on because the oil pan is plastic. It's not steel.
oh, gee.
So yeah, kind of a goofy make.
Yeah.
Like who would make a car like that for Canada? And it's German. What the hell?
Yeah, I know. They get cold weather there.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not as
It's-
cold as here. I have to apologize. I'm getting over this second cold slash flu, whatever it is that I caught. And I'm left with this dry cough. And from time to time, it just like, excuse me. So anyway, such is life. It would have been nice to stay down in Florida for the Rotary International Assembly and stay there an extra week, but wasn't in the cards this year. So we went there. I stayed in a hotel for a whole 5 days, air conditioned, cranked up. Ugh. And of course, now you're going in cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. But I don't think it's the temperature that causes that. I think it's the exposure to people from around the world that bring whatever it is they have with them, just like us. So,
Could be. Yeah.
yeah. Hi, Aaron. Here comes Carol. Yay. Carol, we see part of you. There you are.
For some reason, I'm on twice. So
Are you? Where? Oh, yeah, you are. Look at
I
that.
don't know how that happened.
Do you have it going on your phone or?
Probably. Anyway, can you ignore that?
Certainly, not a problem. Hi, Milan.
Hello, how are you?
Very good, and you?
Good, thank you.
Good.
How many are we expecting tonight, Menno?
I don't know because I can't get into the Zoom account.
Oh, okay.
I can't see who's registered.
It's a party. All are welcome.
So exactly. I see a bunch of people that weren't there the first time around. So
Bring
yay.
it on.
Yay, yay.
Lots of familiar faces for sure.
I know we have to start the club of people who've been president more than 2 or 3 times. Never mind just once.
That'll
Their
be a
turn
real-
now.
That'll be a real party.
Uh,
We can teach each other.
At least that when I did my second term as president, it was with a different club. So it was a whole different ballgame. To go from one of the smaller clubs to one of the larger clubs, that was a little bit of a
Which club was that?
I joined Sarcy, so in 2011. So I was president there in 2013, and then I was president of the Calgary Downtown Club 2 years ago.
Oh,
Oh, you got it.
is that the one where Jerry is?
Jerry who?
Jerry.
Jerry
what?
Darachuk?
Yes.
He's Calgary North.
Oh, he's Calgary North. Okay.
Yep. Yep. Hey, Rob, good to see you. And here comes Anita. Yay. Aaron. Alan. Dee, 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 dee. So what's exciting happening in your clubs these days? Any interesting events or fundraisers or service projects? Yeah, Mary, go ahead.
Look, the Rotary Bonspiel this weekend in Olds for our district in 5370. So we're welcoming Rotarians from all over Alberta, BC, up in
Oh,
the
really?
Yukon. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh, I should pop up there and have a look.
More
What
than
is
welcome,
happening?
you know?
I didn't catch what's happening.
The curling Bonspiel for our district and 5370.
Wow.
Friends to the west of us. We have 22 curling teams coming.
Wow,
So we are on fire in Olds.
awesome.
It's gonna be, it's,
At the, where is it located? Is it in the digest?
I'm not sure where Gary put it, to be honest. I
Okay.
hope so. I think so.
Okay, I'll look for it there.
Not there, let me know, Mano. I can certainly send something to you.
Okay, yeah, I think it would be fun. I think we'll bring our exchange student.
Oh, yes, that would be a
I
hoot.
don't think she's seen curling.
Okay, let's talk later. And there's banquets Friday and Saturday night as well.
Cool. Ah, oh,
it's
Nice.
gonna be a rocking good time.
A rockin' good time. Yes, absolutely.
It'll sweep you off your feet.
There you go. Rob, you're just full of comments. You should make sure you're there, buddy. You could be the commentary.
You can't hear it, can you?
No, we want people to stay, so I should stay there.
Anyway, that's what's happening in Olds this weekend.
awesome. That's cool.
Hmm.
Anybody else have anything cool happening their way?
Bingo.
Bingo. Good.
That's lots of excitement. Do you want to hear about excitement? Go to bingo.
Awesome.
Reason to believe the 0-day plotting going back just from inside the
I'm sorry, what was that again?
It was just someone talking. I muted them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, we have our regular bingo on Monday.
Okay.
We have 3 or 4 of them monthly.
Wow. Does your club run it or just provides the volunteers for it?
Provide volunteers.
Okay. Cool.
Anybody interested in knowing about our flag program based on the Flag Day?
Oh,
Hmm.
cool. So you go and install flags on people's lawns or you?
That's
sell
right.
them? Yeah.
We sell an annual subscription
Okay.
for $40, Carolyn? Is it $50? I can never remember. 40, I think it's $50 a year. At $50 a year, we install a flag, a Canadian flag with a flagpole
Yeah.
on the front of your lawn 4 times a year. And historically, it's been on Victoria Day, Canada Day, Labor Day, and Remembrance Day. And we're looking at adding Flag Day because this past February.
Recording the session so that after the fact, if you need to go and listen to anything or have anyone in your club listen to any of the content, it'll be posted on the District 5360 YouTube page. Again, for those who don't know me, I'm Rob Wolfson, Chair of Learning and Development. I'm also current president of Calgary Chinook. It's my pleasure to be hosting this event with you tonight with Mano Mitchell, your district governor-elect. So we're going to have a lot of fun today. I'm really looking forward to the agenda. If you have any questions, obviously just put it in the chat. We'll make sure we get to them. It's going to be interactive and fun as always. And yeah, so thanks for joining our second session of our pre-PELS. Of course, we had our first one last month on Zoom. The one tonight And then we're all going to meet in person for a great day coming up here in a couple weeks on Saturday, March the 8th, and we'll give details at the end about that. So without further, tonight we're going to talk about membership action plan. We're going to go through engagement in the club experience. So Manon, take it away.
Thank you very much, Rob. So thank you for being here tonight. I know that there are two other competing events tonight. There's an Indigenous James story, which is happening right now. And I know that there's a club champion meeting for the club champions for the district, for the international convention. So there was a lot of competition for stuff and club events and club meetings. So thank you very much for being here this evening. Like Rob said, it will be recorded, so we'll send out the link for those who couldn't make it. And I do appreciate your support of our other activities in our district, as for those of you who are watching this on the recording. So without further ado, let's keep jumping in. So we started our Pre-PELS learning sessions in January so that you don't suddenly have to jump into a very cold swimming pool, 10 feet deep, on July 1st without any preparation whatsoever. That's kind of not fair to you guys stepping into that leadership position. So this is why we started a Pre-PELS in January. And again, what we'll do is we'll send out the recordings to both session in one email. So everybody has that. If you missed January, you can certainly jump in, and I created notes after the fact, which included everything that people put in the chat. We used a whiteboard. You'll see all the information that people put in the whiteboard as well. So you'll get all of that information. Please catch up in the next couple of weeks, because on March 8th, we'll hit the ground running. So by now, you should have started building your team. What does that mean? That means who's going to be your president-elect when you are president? Who's your secretary? Who are your committee chairs? Do you have them in place? Do you know who's going to be part of this leadership team with you? So you should be working on that. You need to review your Rotary action plan, and that's a page on my Rotary. Have a look at it. We're going to work in detail on the Rotary action plan on March 8th. I don't want this to be a surprise for you. I don't want this to be the first time you see Rotary action plan on March 8th. Have a look at it. Think about it. Talk to your club members about it. Get ideas about it, because you will be working on this action plan for your club so that you are ready July 1st and you're not scrambling going, what do I do? What do I do? Okay. And then have a look at your club's membership action plan. And Mary's going to go over this evening. Have a look at it, because I'm going to make an ask of each and every one of you at the end of this session this evening. Okay, and continue your President Learning courses on the Learning Center. I was going to say the Learning Channel. I had a very interesting question today by Carolyn, and it was a brilliant question. She said, I'm in these courses, but I've taken all the information and I've looked at it, and it still won't tell me that the course is completed. And you know what? I went back to my district governor training sessions and I had the same question. It was like, I've taken it all. I've looked at all the sections. I've done all the exercises. Why won't it let me say that the course is complete? You know why? Because one of those sections is downloading information. If you haven't clicked the download button to download the resources that Rotary International has created for us leaders, it won't mark the course as complete. So download those pieces of information. Some of it you can ditch, some of it you may want to use at your club, but at least Rotary knows that you have seen what is available for you as resources. Okay. So enough of the Learning Center. Okay, now I have the honor and privilege of introducing Mary Turner, past district governor from 4 years ago, I
I
think.
know.
COVID year.
Yeah, and
2020.
during the COVID year. So Mary's going to walk us through the membership action plan, which I'm sure you will find very interesting. Off you go, Mary. It's all yours.
Thank you so much, Minot, and it's great to see so many familiar faces and so many new faces as well. It's been a little while since I've planned a presentation on Zoom, so just bear with me. I'm going to share my screen and we'll start going through everything tonight. Okay, now can everyone see my screen? This is the Rotary District 5360 screen. You see
Yeah.
that in front of you? Awesome, perfect. Minot, just before we get started, I want to make sure, Rob, this is being recorded tonight, is it, for others that aren't able to join us tonight?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So don't panic about taking notes tonight. All of this is going to be recorded so you can refer back if you need to at a later date.
Rob, I know that at one point the recording thing said recording stopped.
Yeah, it's
Can you?
recording.
It
Yeah.
is recording. Okay, wonderful. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I just paused it when we were just kind of chit
Oh,
chatting.
okay. Gotcha.
It's going.
Okay, thank you very much.
Well, that's awesome. So the reason why I'm presenting on the membership action plan tonight is our district membership chair, who is Jeff Foss from the Rotary Club of Okotoks, is away on a lovely Caribbean holiday. So he asked me to go through the membership action plan with you tonight. And I'd just like to welcome Sue Carpenter-Parnell from the Rotary Club of Cochrane. Sue is also on the district membership committee. So between the two of us, I hope that we'll be able to answer any questions that come tonight as we go through all of this work. So here we are, we're on the District 5360 website. We've joined in as a member, and I'm just going to show you where I'm going to get some of these tools from. So here we go. We're going to go over to reports, and from reports, we're going to go to the membership action plan over here on the right-hand side. Don't panic when you get to this screen. It's normal. We're going to continue to the membership action plan. Takes a little bit to get redirected. Sometimes, oh, that's a new one. Okay.
Mary, I just want to mention that we have a few members online tonight that are not from this district. If
Okay.
you are in zone 28, you have access to this. And if your club uses DACDB as a membership management tool, you have access to this. Again, if you're in zone 28 or 32, and I think it's also zone 30 and 34.
Right. So here we are at the membership action plan template. And before I go too much further along, I want you to take a look at this dark blue square down here at the bottom. And it says this Rotary membership action plan is an initiative of zones 33 and 34. So Rotary is divided into geographic zones all over the world, and 33 and 34 are our neighbors in southeastern United States and the Caribbean. It was those Rotarians that came up with this idea, and we have been able to glean all of this information from the folks down south of us. So when this says zones 33 and 34, don't panic. We are in zone 28. We're just borrowing this amazing tool from the folks that created it in zone 33 and 34. So our district 5360 is in zone 28, and zone 28 partners with zone 32. There's 40 districts altogether, and those 40 districts do a lot of their training together. So that's kind of like our home base is zone 28. All right, so here we are. We have the membership action plan. This is available to all Rotarians in our district just by clicking those various links that we've just gone through. There are 5 steps on this roadmap to the membership action plan. And what we're going to do tonight is we're going to go through all of these 5 steps. We're going to go through a whole bunch of resources for you, and we're going to leave some time for questions. So we're not going to race through this. I want to make sure that everyone is comfortable and familiar with what we're going to talk about tonight. Okay, so the first thing over here on our dashboard is our membership goal. So I'm going to click on that. And because I'm registered as a member of the Rotary Club of Olds, we're going to share the Rotary Club of Olds' information. But before we go too much further along, this white box is going to pop up for us. And without reading it word for word, basically it talks about what goal setting considers. So we're looking at the rate at which members are going to fall away from your club and the rate at which members are going to join your club. And let's be honest, life happens, right? Somebody may pass away, somebody may retire, somebody may decide they're moving. Your membership in your club, even if it's the most amazing engaged Rotary club there is, there's always going to be a few folks that drop off on the wayside. So we have to always calculate that and consider that when we're putting in membership growth plans. There's always going to be people that fall away, and there's always going to be people that join your club. And what we'd really like to do is we'd like to make sure that the people that are joining your club are more than the folks that are leaving your club. So that's where our attraction comes in. So that's basically what this message talks to us about. We're going to click out of that so that we can see what's behind that screen. So, as I mentioned before, this is the Rotary Club of Olds. You can click down this list, and here we have all of the clubs in our district. So I can easily click on another club if we want to look at that club. Again, this message is going to pop up at us every time to remind us about our attrition and our attraction rates. But let's just go back to Olds because I'm familiar with Olds, and I see that Patsy's online. Patsy's our incoming president for Olds. So Patsy, you'll get a little bit of a front seat, if you will, to all of this information. Okay, so here we go. This is our membership goal setting page. And over here, we have the number of people that were registered in our club as of the first of our Rotary year. So July the 1st of our Rotary year in 2024, we had 18 people in Olds. Here's our attraction rate, which is automatically populated into the system, simple calculations. Here's our attrition rate. And then at this attraction rate of 14.8% and attrition rate of 21.3%, that means that we're actually going to be losing members. So what we need to do is we need to set a goal to make sure that that doesn't happen in our club. So in order to, just before I go there, I just want to scroll down a little bit more. Can you see this historical membership snapshot? Now, this is a 5-year snapshot. So going back to 2020, you can see that in Olds, we had 27 members. And over the couple of years since COVID, our membership has declined. But the good news is it's starting to come back again. So that's essentially what we're looking for in every club. We're looking for a happy face graph that starts at a high point. I think a lot of our clubs experienced some declining numbers during that COVID period when we really had a hard time providing service in our clubs with all of the restrictions that we had during the COVID period. And now we're starting to rebound as people are becoming to be more engaged with service clubs and service projects again. So historically, we want to see that smile kind of graph or even an upward slope going towards a higher level in our membership numbers. So let's go back to setting our goals now. So if I click on this blue tab that says create membership goal, we have a box and it says that basically creating your membership goal, you have to think about your history, your attrition rate, your attraction rate, and you want to make sure that you're attracting more members than members are falling away from your club and from Rotary. So this indicates to me that I'm about to create a membership goal for the active year of 2024-2025, which is this year right now in Rotary. So if I create membership goal, here's where we're going to see where we're at. Now, again, this is the Rotary Club of Olds, and you will see that there has been no goal set here. The current number as of February was, oh, let me see. Oops, sorry, I clicked on the wrong thing. Make this a little bigger. Okay, there we go. So our membership,
I can hear it.
sorry? Our membership number was 18 at the beginning of our Rotary year. We've attracted 1 new member, so we're at 19 right now. And our membership goal must equal or be greater than the estimate of your starting membership. So if I was to put a number in here, we're going to increase this by a percentage amount to increase. So we're going to have 18 or greater. If we put 18, that would keep our membership goal at at 0, but if we wanted to increase it to 19 or 20, then we're going to be increasing more members. I'm not going to do this right now because that's our president's job and not my job. So let's just go back now to make sure that that's okay. I'm going to go over here now. So this is the section where we're going to have a lot of resources pop up for us. So when clicking on the problems to solve, either insufficient attraction, you're having a hard time attracting people, or you have a high attrition rate where people are no longer wanting to stay in Rotary or stay at the club, Rotary International has come up with a lot of different recommended strategies. And this is really cool because all of these blue bolded phrases link you to resources that are particularly geared for that strategy. So at the beginning here, we have a number of very general strategies that we can look at when you're going through challenging times with membership and wanting to grow your membership. And as I scroll down through this bar, here's a whole section on insufficient attraction. All kinds of really cool ideas about making your club attractive to new members. And as I mentioned before, if you click on any of these dark blue phrases, they'll go to all kinds of really cool resources. Now remember that this tool was created by Zone 33 and 34, so don't be dissuaded by this part at the top. We're all in Rotary, but they can give you all kinds of ideas. You can download files, you can go to all kinds of different resources to get you in line with ideas that will work for your club. So feel free to try clicking on some of these bolded phrases and they'll take you to all kinds of really cool resources. So this is the attrition section at the top, or attraction, pardon me, and then we go into the attrition section down here at the bottom. And again, a couple of really cool ideas that we've talked about sometimes in the past on some of our membership webinars, and just some really neat ideas to explore as you are the incoming president. Even some things to play around with right now before you even get the gavel, which is something to keep in mind as you start your Rotary year. Okay. Over here on the left-hand side, we have a couple of other tools. So that's basically the whole section under membership goals and goal reporting. When you set your goals, make sure that you're clicking on the right Rotary year so that you'll be clicking on next year, starting July the 1st of 2025 for your next year's work. Under the reports section, this is year-to-date goals. Now this is for our district. So this is Zone 28, which is ourselves, District 5360. And here we have all of our clubs listed. They're listed alphabetically all through our district. you can scroll down and you can take a look at all of our clubs. It indicates what the membership was in the club at the first of the year, what the membership number is currently as of, February of 2025, whether the club is gaining members or losing members, and basically what the pace is. So over here on the far right-hand side is our pace as far as whether the membership is going up or going down. So just an interesting tool. We can scroll all the way down through our entire district. Okay. Upcoming year goals by club. Now, this is where we take a look at our membership goals. And again, this is our district. These are all of the clubs in our district. And you can put in your membership goal. So this is where you would see all of the different levels for our different clubs. I'm just going to click over here again to our attrition and attraction. This is an interesting graph. This is by district. So the number here on the far left-hand side indicates the district numbers. I'm going to scroll down to 5360, which is us. So here we have District 5360, which is Canada, parts of Alberta, and Saskatchewan. Here's our district number for July the 1st. So on July the 1st of 2020, we had 1,631 members. Here we have the year. And then each year, it indicates on July the 1st what our membership number looks like in our district. It's just interesting information to take a look at how our membership has grown and declined over the years. Another piece of information which is kind of interesting that I found when I was district governor is that the number of members in our district is pivotal on 1,000 members. So if we have 1,000 members in our district, that's when a critical conversation happens with Rotary International. And typically they want to look at who's your neighbor that we could maybe partner with to get those numbers higher. Our district's in really good shape, so I don't think we need to have any critical conversations, but it's just interesting to hear how Rotary works with that kind of thing. Pardon me. All right, let's move on. Here's our attrition and attraction rate. I think we already talked about that. Our membership growth index is another very interesting tool to take a look at. This is all color coded. So this is our district color coded by club. Just gonna take a moment here. All right, so clubs that are in the green have an 80% likelihood for continued growth. So here's an interesting look at all of our clubs that are in that category. You might find your club there. Pardon me. The yellow category are clubs that could go either way. They're really kind of sitting on the fence with their membership, whether they could either go up or go down. They're really sitting on the fence as far as membership. And then our red section are those clubs that are likelihood for continued decline. And that's because their attraction and attrition rates are such that they're losing more members than they're gaining. So these are the clubs that need to be a little bit aware of what their goals look like, and if they're looking at attracting more members than they are in losing members. So quite a few clubs in this category in our district that we need to be aware of. And again, this is available for you to take a look at on your own time. Keep in mind, please, that every club is unique. Every club has their own circumstance, and every club has their own story. So don't panic if your club is in a category that you don't really feel is appropriate. Every club has their own culture and their own things that they're working through. So Not to panic, but just something to be aware of when you're setting your goals and looking at your attrition rate and your attraction rate. One of the ways that we can kind of take a temperature check on how our clubs are doing is through a survey. And surveys can be either very formal or very informal. But it's a good way to kind of see how the membership is feeling about what you're doing as a club. Are they on side? Are they wanting to do something different? Are their passions for joining Rotary being met? In Olds, we did something in January called our halftime huddle. We got together and we talked about how things were going. We met face to face and we put a tally mark on all of the different things that we were doing. Excuse me. It worked really well because we could see visually right away what was working and what wasn't working. There's other ways, pardon me, there's other ways that we can do a survey. These surveys have been done by the Rotary Club of Okotoks. You can see their survey, you can see their results. Keep in mind that 30% response rate is actually a very good rate for a survey. So in Okotoks, they got a 29% response rate from their membership, which is considered pretty good. You can create your own survey if you'd like to do that. So you can click on this button here, which creates a survey. It can be sent out by Club Runner completely anonymously, and then it comes back to you as the incoming club president, I believe. You can also create a customizable survey as well. So if there's certain things in your club that you want to ask about, you can create your own customized survey, which is pretty cool way to informally get a temperature check. Lastly, this is our club map award. This is again started from zone 33 and 34. These are setting up your membership goals through Rotary. And again, as Minot mentioned before, some clubs, some districts are on DACDB. We are on Club Runners, so make sure if you're going to record and take part of this program that you're using the Club Runner function. Okay. And lastly, what I want to show you, oops, didn't want to go all the way out. There's just tons and tons of resources down here at the bottom. Video tutorials, all kinds of work that's been done on the Rotary Learning website that Minot mentioned earlier. So lots of different ways that you can get ideas and new ways of gauging your membership success in your club. And feel free to play around with those kinds of things and see what you can learn and help with membership action plans in your club and district. So I'm not sure if anyone has any questions at this stage. That's basically the membership action plan in a nutshell. I would encourage you to spend some time working through it, play around, look at all of these different reports and things like that, and get yourself a little more familiar with it. Look at the resources and talk to your board, talk to your club members, and see what's going to fit best for your club. Every club, as I say, has a different culture and a different fit. So I welcome you to explore, and Sue and I were on tonight on the webinar. If you're interested in asking any questions, we'll do our best to try and answer them.
Thank you so much, Mary. If you have a question, use the react button and raise your hand, and your little image will pop up to the top of my screen, and we'll be able to recognize you to ask your question. So the first question is actually from Sue. Go ahead, Sue.
Yeah, it's not actually a question, Manon. All I wanted to say was, when you look at this, especially if you're not a numbers person, it can look a bit daunting. But once you get started on it, it's really quite straightforward and the steps are quite clear. So, and the resources are very good as well, the support. And of course, there's the membership district, district committee is always there to give help. And I would suggest if you have a keen membership chair in your club, then do share this with them because I'm sure they'd love to take it on.
Thank you very much, Sue. Linda.
Hi, yes, thank you. I see that I'm from the Calgary Heritage Park, and I can see that we don't have our membership plan entered on here. I know we have a vibrant membership committee. So I guess my question is, I was quite surprised to see us in the red when we've already put on 7 new members this year. So when is this updated as of?
So Linda, have you guys recorded those members? Like, have you put it into a goal? Did you set a club goal?
Well, we did, but I don't think it got entered onto here.
Oh, yeah, I think that's probably the piece that's missing. Is it
Okay,
just?
no problem. That's what I kind of figured, but I wasn't sure, so I thought I'd ask. So that's perfect. Thank you.
I think that's where a lot of clubs fall. Like when I went through that very quickly, I don't know if you're quickly adding up the numbers in your head, but I think we only had about 6 clubs out of our whole district that put in a membership goal. So, this is the part that needs to get done.
Well, which is interesting because I'm not sure about other clubs, but I would just assume that they have their goal. They just haven't done the final step. So
100%. Yes, I agree with you.
I think it's a great takeaway. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? And I'd just like to echo what Sue said, that we do have a very active membership, district membership committee. So if you have any questions, if you're struggling with anything, please reach out and we'd be more than happy to help.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mary. Okay,
welcome.
We're going to move on to an unexpected section. And this came up as a result of a phone call that I had today with an assistant governor. And she had brought up a really interesting point that I think we need to talk about right now. So I'm going to share my screen so that you'll see what this is all about. And here it is. It's all about expectations. We all jump into the president's role thinking we're going to do this or that, or maybe not this and maybe not that. But it's really good to set it very clear in your mind as to what it is that you're expected to do and for whom. So here's the expectation of club presidents from Rotary International. This is what Rotary International expects you as a president to do: to set up your My Rotary account on the rotaryinternational.org website, rotary.org. If your club participates in global grants, you will have to authorize those global grants. And Rotary International expects you to set goals with your club so that you know where you're moving. The last point is ensure that club dues are paid. I put an asterisk in front of that because that's not something you have to do, but you need to make sure that you have the processes in place in your club for those dues to be paid. Typically, it's the secretary who handles that. But again, it all depends how your club is structured, how big you are, how small you are, and who handles that bill when it comes in. Now, Mary, you were a past district governor. You've got a lot of Rotary experience. Did I miss anything in terms of an expectation from Rotary International?
No, I don't think so. I think you're well on your way, Manon.
Okay. Expectations from the district. What does the district expect our presidents or president-elects to do? Number one is to do exactly what you guys are doing right now. Get engaged in learning about the role so that when you are now in the role on July 1st, you have a comfortable degree of confidence in what you're doing And if there are areas that are lacking, you know where to go to get help and support. And I cannot stress that enough. We have had situations in the past, and every district governor has got to deal with this, as far as I know, where a club president has reached the end of their rope. Some of them give up. Some of them ask for help. What I want you to know is that the district is here to support you. You've got an assistant governor that cares for your club, and you've got the district leadership teams, different topics, and of course, you've got the district governor stream. We're all here to support you in the challenges you will have over the year. And personally, I found that the people challenges were perhaps the ones that took most of my time. But it wasn't the bureaucracy of being a president. It was the conversations and the time I had to take to build relationships with people. So the district expects you to attend PELS so that you are ready. We expect you to pop into the Learning Center and take some of the courses. Maybe you don't have time for all of them, but look at the topics. And you know what? I redid the president's courses to better support you. And there's very good information in there. The other requirement or expectation from club presidents is that you make sure you have an MOU signed with the district if you want to access grants. This is free money on the table, folks, that your clubs don't have to do fundraising for. Just a little bit gets you a lot. So you will have to sign that MOU. Goal setting is something as well that we would expect you to do with your team. In 2025-26, my year as district governor, your year as club president, I'm making one ask only, that you put your membership goal in my Rotary, under Rotary Club Central. That will get populated into Club Runner, and you'll have to put that same goal in the membership action plan because, as you saw, it is separate from Club Runner. And then we expect you to be knowledgeable. And this is why we have the PELS session and the Learning Center. There is an expectation that the club maintains a club roster, and that's typically done by your secretary. You don't have to do that. But what you will have to give your secretary is the names of your president-elect, the secretary, your finance chair or treasurer. There are some key positions that you need to have listed in Club Runner. And then, of course, ensure that club district dues are paid. And again, that's typically your secretary or your executive assistant if you have one. Mary, did I miss anything from the district?
I don't think so. I think the big date that's coming up right away, which is more for the presidents and president-elects, is the grants to be written and submitted in by March the 15th.
Right.
So.
Okay. So these are the expectations of Rotary International and our district. The benefits, the things that you can opt into, are amazing. So from Rotary International, of course, everybody gets the Rotary magazine, whether you get it in paper form or electronically. You don't need to read it. Frankly, you really don't. You can go by month after month without reading it. But when you read the Rotary magazine, you get plugged into all the great things that Rotary does. It sure is better than reading the news these days, let me tell you. The Learning Center, as those of you who have taken some of the Learning Center courses know, it's a valuable resource. This is an optional thing. You don't have to go in there. I'm not telling you you have to, but, well, I did on the district side of things because you're a president. Rotary Club Central, again, you'll find out all kinds of information about your club there, and that's available on My Rotary. The Brand Center has all kinds of great things. You know, sometimes clubs produce 3-fold flyers that they can hand out to people to talk about the club. You know what? Rotary's created all of those that talk about Rotary in general, and then you can add in something specific about your club. You don't even have to go to a graphic artist to have that made. That's all in the brand center. And of course, Rotary International organizes an international convention every year. It's an invitation. You're all invited to come and attend here in Calgary in June. And what a lifetime, unique lifetime experience that is. If you go to one international convention in your journey as a Rotarian, let it be this one right here in Calgary. You don't have to fly anywhere. We've got excellent room rates at the university, $50 a night. Who can say no to that? And once you go to an international convention, you'll have a much better appreciation of who you are as a Rotarian. The benefits on the district side, again, we have Rob, and we've got a team next year to help present learning sessions on different topics. Of course, you can read the district digest to stay informed. You can go and visit other clubs and build relationships so that when you have an event, you can let them know, or when they have an event, they can let you know, or you can work together on service projects, or even just knock on the door and of the other president of the club down the road, maybe even 100 kilometers away, and say, you know what? I'm having this kind of a situation happen. Have you ever had that happen in your club? And we have many president-elects tonight who are here not for the first time. They have excellent expertise. So build relationships, because that's a real strong thing. Of course, you have access to resources, programs, and district grants. Resources in our committees, programs. What programs do we offer all the clubs? We run a whole bunch of youth programs for you guys. That's what the district has to offer. And of course, the free money, the district grants. And we organize a district conference. Again, it's an invitation. We don't expect you to be there, but gosh darn, when there's a lot of people there, there's a lot of fun. We don't have one this year because of international convention, but you might be the first to know that May 1st, 2nd, 3rd of 2026, we'll all convene in Red Deer for a rocking good time at the district conference in May of 2026. The first will be optional. That's a Friday night. And then it's a Saturday, Sunday, just like we did in Drumheller last year. Okay, did I miss anything? Does any club president-elect here want to challenge me on, yeah, but we have to do this or we have to do that? Please raise your hand now and tell me what other things that you have to do that you think are expectations of Rotary International or the district. Note that I have not talked about expectations from your club. These are just Rotary International and the district. Okay, I don't see any hands going up. I'm going to stop sharing for a moment. Okay. So when people say there's a lot of bureaucracy that Rotary International wants us to do, consider that maybe that's bureaucracy within your club. Because it's certainly not coming from Rotary International, and it certainly is not coming from the district. Both our roles is a supportive role. We are here to help you succeed and to help you do all the great things in your communities that you want to do. So we're a resource, use us. Okay. Now, I'm going to ask you to do something different in the chat. I'm going to ask you a question, and to which you will place your answer in the chat, but do not hit the enter key until I tell you to, okay? So I want you to answer the question, but wait, don't hit the enter key. You got that? until I say, okay, hit enter now. And then all the responses are going to come all at once. Are you ready? Any questions about that? So don't hit the enter key. Here is the question. Why did you join Rotary? Give you another 10 seconds. Okay, hit the enter key. Look at all those wonderful answers. Wanted to give back for fellowship, be involved in the community, to network, service to the community, volunteering. I was asked. Interesting, because we sometimes don't ask people, and they would love to be asked. So we're going to capture all of your answers, and you will see all these answers. Don't worry about trying to read them all right now. What I did at the last Pre-PELS session is I took all of this information, I dumped it all in a Word document. So you will get all of these answers. Okay, next question. Same thing. You'll answer the question, but don't hit the enter key. Why do you stay in Rotary? Another few more seconds. Okay, hit the enter key. Just scan through the the answers. It has become my church. That's interesting, eh? The importance of community in Rotary is absolutely huge. We have fun, great fellowship. So excited to participate. Service, deep connections, makes me a better person. Friendships, a lot of wonderful reasons. Fellowship is key. Awesome. So if you compare, and when you get the document, when I send it in the next few days, have a look at the reasons why people join and the reasons why people stay. Sometimes they're actually not the same. I'm just going to share my screen and share with you when I was at International Assembly. It was, it was in Florida. That was wonderful. Did I see many palm trees? Yeah, I did, but that was walking between my room and the other rooms that we met in. We spent 5 days inside in air conditioning, and we went through this amazing workbook, a section of which is what we're going to deal with tonight. So I'm bringing this amazing research and results to you because these are going to be key and they will help you with your attraction and retention. So let me just share my screen quickly here. There we go. Okay. So Rotary did extensive research. Part of your Rotary International dues goes to these amazing professional people who do this research for Rotary. Why do Rotary members join? For community service, for friendship, for international service, professional connections. Why do they stay? Community service, friendship, and international service. But strangely enough, the professional connections does not show up as a reason why members stay. Interesting, isn't it? Do you see your answers in some of these and some of these? I know I joined for international service because, as many of you saw when my husband Kurt did his district governor presentations last year, it was a trip to Nepal that got us thinking about helping internationally. Why do I stay? My community and my friends are all in Rotary, all of them. So I can't leave because I would be losing out tremendously. Here's what they said about Rotaractors. Rotaractors join to develop leadership skills for community service and international service. And why they stay is for community service and to develop their leadership skills and friendship, which does not show up in why they join, but it shows up in why they stay. Interesting, isn't it? Here is the million-dollar question. Why do Rotary and Rotaract members leave? There are three reasons. The first is club environment and culture. Second is unmet expectations. And thirdly, financial and time commitments. Those are it. If you can figure out your club environment and culture and make that attractive, if you can be clear about your expectations, which is why I added that little section before this, then you have 2/3 of your membership problem resolved. Financial and time commitments, unfortunately, those are things that we don't have control over, but we can certainly do something about club environment and culture, which is the first reason they leave, and unmet expectations. So the single most important factor in membership satisfaction is the club experience. It's the club experience. So it behooves us as leaders to look at how we're delivering that club experience in our clubs. Now, not only did the research come up with this, but it also defined what are the factors that make up the club experience. So just think about that for a few seconds. And what is it about the club experience that you think would be important to people? Here they are. Factor number one, meeting enjoyment. When members have fun and they feel that they are included and that they belong, that's a great part of meeting, of club experience. Number two, confidence in club leaders. When they feel that they have input in the club, when their club leaders are open to their ideas, and when they trust the leaders to make good decisions, then there's confidence in the club leadership. Number three, personal growth opportunities. When members feel that their club and Rotary offers ways for them to develop skills and to grow, that's wonderful. If you've got members sitting on the bench and they're experts in certain areas and you're not calling on them to help, yeah, sometimes you have to invite them and give them the opportunity for having that growth. Some of you are first-time presidents. What an awesome opportunity for personal growth. Number four, connections. When members feel that they've formed valuable relationships through Rotary, not only in the club, between clubs, and there's all kinds of wonderful programs in Rotary that allow you to build those relationships outside of your community, outside of your club in the district and around the world. And we can talk at length about that. And finally, meaningful service. Many of you put in the comments, why did you join? Because you wanted to make a difference. You wanted to do something in your community. This is it. Meaningful service. If your club is engaged in meaningful service, the members will feel that they're making a difference in the world and in their community. And it could be in your own backyard, or it could be halfway around the planet, but it needs to be meaningful service. So, what do we do with all this information? Wow. This is great research that we need to pay attention to. So, when at the last PELS session, I asked you, what are the burning questions that you have? The topmost question that you find is the biggest challenge for you. And many of you, and you can go back to the Pre-PELS 1 document, many of you indicated that getting engagement from your Rotarians in your own club is a real challenge. So when you think about the difficulties in getting engagement, do you think that perhaps the club experience might have something to do with this? And this is an open question. Raise your hand if you think you have something to say about this. What would be the relationship, or is there one, between club experience and members feeling disengaged and or not wanting to engage? Be brave. Raise your hand. Do you think there's a connection? Okay, Patsy, you're saying yes. I can see you say yes. Do you want to just elaborate a little bit on why you're nodding yes?
Sorry, I can't talk very well. So I believe that it does have a lot to do with our relationships that we foster within our group and within our memberships. And, we can go to our meetings every week or every 2 weeks and then go about doing our own things. And then we have our little task for the clubs, but there's not really a relationship. It's just everybody just does their thing. And so you don't really know what's happening, or, and everybody's so busy with doing whatever they're doing that it's just hard to engage, I think, nowadays. I'm not sure how you can make it even more.
Well, one way you can start looking at club experience is to bring these ideas, and you'll get documentation on this. So you don't have to, like Mary said, you don't have to take notes. We'll provide you with all the information you need. Bring it back to your club. I think we all need to ask our members some really interesting questions so that we know that we're delivering the experience that is a meaningful one for them in one of those, or all of those, or any of those 5 areas. For some people, maybe meaningful service is a thing that's going to keep them glued to your club forever. That's cool. But for others, it might be something different. So you might have to address all 5 of those concerns, because one size does not fit all in Rotary. And this is why we've got this supportive documentation to allow you to explore that with your members. On March the 8th, we're going to fill out, it's a chart that looks like this. Basically, we've got the 5 different areas of club experience, and you'll be asked, and work in groups, maybe in pairs. We'll see how we'll divide the group. But we would love to document examples of how a club is doing this particular thing well. So when I send you this information, think about it before March 8th. So you're not sitting there March 8th going, well, I don't know. That this will have percolated in your mind. Meeting enjoyment, maybe your club has got great meetings. Okay, cool. What is it that you do that's great at your meetings that people leave and feel wonderful? Today at my club was an awesome meeting. Today I felt like I've missed going to my club meetings. I didn't go for a month and a half because I had these Rotary things to do. But boy, did I ever enjoy the meeting. And when I think about it, what did I enjoy the most? We had fun. We had some serious times. We had 2 members pass away in 1 week, long-standing, really significant members in our club. They were in their 90s. So we had 2 eulogies, but it brought us together. We celebrated birthdays, and one birthday person was there celebrating his 80th birthday. We had fun. We had an amazing speaker. We celebrated a Rotarian who came back to the meeting. So it's not just one thing that's going to make your meeting the enjoyable thing. So think about the things that make your club great for a visit. When I go and visit your club, gosh darn, I want to really enjoy it. I want to meet people. I want to hear about what you do. I hear your successes, your challenges, because of course we're here to support you. So think about examples of how a club can be doing this well, all these 5 different things. The second column, we hope to fill in with strategies for other clubs to improve. So maybe your club is doing well with confidence in club leadership. Great. What strategy did you implement that another club could implement that would help build confidence in club leadership? So think about what your club does in these areas. Again, you'll get all this information. And on March the 8th, we're going to fill this in so that you leave the session with some actionable items, things that you can actually consider and test out with your club. And you know what? In Rotary, it's okay to try things out, and if they don't work, they don't work. You've learned something that that particular strategy doesn't work for your club. But it's important to try something new. You all know the quote by Einstein. What is the definition of insanity? Would someone like to chime in and say what that is? Oh, come on.
Doing the same
knows it. Yeah, go ahead.
doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results.
You got it. Absolutely. Thanks for chiming in. So we're going to give you different ways of doing things, and I hope that you test out some of these things. And I would love to hear what you did that worked and what you did that didn't work, because there's always learning from when things don't go the way we expect them to go. Okay. So last topic. First of all, are there any questions with regards to this club experience? It's a pretty somber topic to talk about, but the reality is, folks, that we need to deliver a Rotary Club experience to our Rotarians that will attract people naturally, organically, and that they'll want to stay. Carol, I saw you raise your hand. Go ahead.
Okay, so what if we are aware of what could be done to improve a club experience for our club? But right now we're only president-elect, when we can't stomp on the existing president to change things at all until July. So if we can see things that are not being done in a positive way for the club, and that we can see that new members coming in are not happy with the way things are being handled in the club, but we have ideas for how that could be improved. How do we handle that so we don't lose those new members before we become president in July?
That's tricky because, as you said, it's still the other president's leadership right now, but this is not a dictatorship. You must have a club board of some sort. You as president-elect should be on that board. And I think when you have that observations that there's something not going quite right, it's like when you go to the emergency at the hospital, what do? They always take your temperature. I mean, even going to the clinic, they always do that, temperature and blood pressure, every single time, even though it might be 2 days in a row, every single time, temperature and blood pressure. How do you take the temperature and blood pressure of your club? You run a club health check. You let the facts speak for themselves. So perhaps you could introduce the idea that, you know, before I come in as president, July 1st, I would like to plan so that I can maximize the time that I have in leadership. And I would like to run a club health check, just to make sure we have all the data we need to start off the year on the right foot. And then send out the club health check. Let the facts speak for themselves. And you can, there's all kinds of resources. There's a member interest survey, there's a member satisfaction survey. And I hope that you do exit surveys with the people that leave, because of course, those will be, if the person is honest, you will find out things that are perhaps a little difficult to deal with. But they will tell you, because you know how people vote. They vote with their feet. So do the pre-planning stuff ahead of time.
And we can't do the exit surveys because we're not president at this point in time. So.
Right, but you can always speak to who's on your team. Remember the first thing I said today? Mm-hmm. Building your team. So who's on your team? Who's your membership chair? Is it the same person as this year? Is it going to be somebody new? Have a conversation with them. Nothing stops you from having conversations. Do you know how many conversations I've had with the assistant governors? I'm not district governor, but the current assistant governors, they've all heard from me, the personal phone call, at least 2 times now. So
we are actually having meetings, coffee, whatever, lunch with every member in the club to talk to them about how they feel about the club and what their expectations are and what they would like to see their role in the club in the future.
Perfect.
So we're doing that, but we're hearing some negative things about the way the club is right now. So we can't change that for several months, which it could have a negative impact on the club we inherit.
Well, again, perhaps a conversation with the president or the chair of the area that is of concern.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, just want to leave that with you. That's
great point, but nothing stops you from planning for next year. Yeah. Any other good questions or questions that you don't know if it's good? The one, you know, that people say, oh, but I don't want to ask a silly question. It's a silly question if it's still in your brain at the end of a session and you didn't ask about it. So please, please ask. No silly questions.
Linda, your hand was up. Did you have something or are you okay?
We had, I was just going to share that we had a new membership. I'm on the membership committee as part of the president-elect, and I was just going to share with Carol that we actually just did a new member evening where we had appetizers and refreshments, and we all got together, but we had somebody absolutely separate from our committee be the moderator and just ask questions of all the new members. And we asked both the president and myself just to sit there and listen. We weren't there to offer anything. We were just there to listen. And oh my gosh, they were great. We asked what they liked about the club, what they did, what they found as opportunities, where we could be better, what they'd like to see come in, what keeps them motivated to participate, what committees are they on, what have they gone to every committee member meeting to see what every committee does, who's your mentor, how's that working? It was absolutely fabulous. So we got some really great ideas, and we were just there to listen and learn. And that was the hard part, but listening and learning, that was our role to go in, and it was really good, just as an idea.
That's a wonderful suggestion, Linda. And I do want to underscore that this kind of interaction where I don't have the answer, someone else has the answer because you're on the front line, you're living this every day. This is what happens at PELS in person. And it explodes because there's so many ideas happening. So please connect when there is an opportunity to connect, because you might get these kinds of suggestions. I had something else cross my mind, and it's oh yes, perhaps the most difficult thing that you will have to do as president is listening. And I put a pregnant pause at the end of that because that's what you will have to do. It's a skill that you can do. I have total confidence that each one of you can be a great listener. But when you listen and you don't interject and you're quiet and you ask questions that indicate that you're trying to understand the other person, oh my gosh, that will go a long way in building trust, which is at the root of all your relationships as a president, as a person. So thanks for mentioning that, Linda, because that is absolutely critical. So she was there, the president was there, but they didn't deliver any information. They didn't respond to anything, right? You were there to listen? Yeah. So start practicing that skill. It'll freak people out, but you can have fun with that. Okay. Last topic. I'm calling this moving ahead with the carrot or the mountain. I would love to see engagement from all of you guys in terms of the form of setting goals this coming year. Any one of you who has been in business knows that you set goals so that your business moves forward. Even if you're organizing your summer holidays, you probably have a goal. We want to go to Sylvan Lake because we want to sit on the beach and relax and play around in the water because it's warm, and we just want to be happy. That's a goal. And then you do everything that you're going to need to do to achieve that goal. If you walk into your president year without a clear goal in mind of where you want to be at the end of the year, you're going to be like a blade of grass in the wind, and it's going to whip you left, right, and center. You need to set some goals. Every district governor before me has had the same vision. I had a chat with Mary about that, right? And they were all hopeful, and they all felt positive that they could accomplish this goal. But it requires each one of you to participate. So this year, what I'm asking you to do is to set a membership goal. So by July 1st, not August 1st, not September 1st, not October 1st, and not January 1st, by July 1st, set your goal for membership in Rotary Club Central. We'll talk about it on March 8th. If you're there in person, you can actually set it for the year on March 8th. And here's the thing. If your club is doing really well, set yourself a stretch goal. Maybe you're 80 members in your club and you want to grow to 90 members. Put that in. If your club is not one of those clubs, if you're struggling, you have retention problems, you have attraction and attrition problems, and you're just trying to make it through the year, then just keep your number the same. If you have 30 members and you're struggling, put 30 members as your goal. But just set a goal. Just take that number. If we're going to start the year with 40, we're going to end with 40. That's great. You start the year with 12, you end with 12. That's great. Just put the goal in. So what I'm trying to find out is, why is it that that's such a difficult thing for president-elects to do? And I don't know what the reason is. So we're going to do this. This is the last bit of the chat stuff. I'm going to ask you a question, and I would like you to answer in the chat, and I'll give you some time, and then we'll all hit the enter key at the same time. So the question is this: what is the challenge with entering the goal? What's the mountain that prevents you from setting at least that one goal of membership? So type it in the chat. Don't hit the enter key. We'll all hit the enter key at the same time. Maybe it's because you just don't know how to do it. Maybe it's because you don't want to speak for the club. Maybe, I don't know. You guys know what would get in your way of entering a membership goal. A few more seconds. Okay, hit the enter key. Very interesting answers. So I'm going to examine those once I get the chat. And if there is some learning to do around it, we'll definitely address that on March 8th, and perhaps even as a Zoom meeting before July 1st. So thank you for that. Okay, now, last question for you. Same thing, don't hit the enter key. What would help you or motivate you to put in at least one goal this year? That's the carrot. What is the carrot for you? Do we need to have a competition? Do we need to, what? I don't know. You tell me. What would motivate you? Do we need an award? We can have a district award for most goals entered. Actually, there are awards that exist for that kind of stuff already. I'll give you a few more seconds. And Rob, thank you so much for putting the questions in the chat. That's really going to help when we look at this. Okay, hit the enter key. Just support, no award needed. I love that. Just how to enter it. Perfect, awesome. Well, thank you so much for engaging in this session this evening. I hope it was valuable. Just by this is how I do feedback sessions with the people in my seminars. Thumbs up if this was a good use of your time. Okay, thumbs up if you learned something tonight. Awesome. Thumbs up if you're coming on March 8th. Yay! I get to see you in person. Awesome. Okay, there was a question in the chat really early on. It was directed to me, so you guys didn't see it. Those of you who are out of town, you know that you can book, and I sent that information out. Thank you, Rob, for organizing that with the Carriage House Inn. But it did say that they had to register by February 21st, and it is February 25th. That's still open. Is that correct, Rob?
I'm sure they will honor it. I don't, yeah, I would have to call them, but I'm sure they'll honor it. So.
Okay. So if you can make that call tomorrow just to confirm, that'd be great. So those of you who haven't booked your hotel, if you are, well, what did we say in our district? 3 hours away, you can get reimbursement. Those of you who are coming from other districts, check in with 2 hours away, 2 hours. Sorry about that. Those who are in different districts, please check with your assistant governor or your club president or however you get reimbursed for these kinds of expenses. Okay, are there any questions about the March 8th in-person seminar?
So I'll just quickly add a couple comments, Minnow, before we get to questions on that. We're using an office building downtown, so it's so for those who are not familiar with downtown Calgary, it's the Brookfield Place building. We'll make sure we email directions. It's very easy to find. It's right central downtown, right across from the Hudson Bay. That's downtown Calgary. It is a Saturday, so the building's not open, but there is an underground parkade to the building, and it's cheap to park, and it's like $3 or $5. It's really cheap to park for the day. The session's going to run from 10 a.m. to about 4 p.m. And so it'll be a great day. There'll be lunch included, coffee, muffin, lunch, snacks afterwards. So it's a really great day. It's a really good location, lots of space for us. But again, it is downtown Calgary in an office tower. We're going to send out directions and just park underneath. And though there's pay machines, we'll have volunteers directing. It's only a couple bucks. So, and then, yeah, if you do stay at the carriage house, you just have to go just north down McLeod Trail. It's like literally one turn once you get to downtown. So get on McLeod Trail, go downtown, one turn at 6th Avenue. So it's very easy to find, even if you stay at the carriage house, because the carriage house is about 15 minutes south of downtown Calgary.
Thank you very much, Rob. I just want to clarify the time. We are going to start at 10.
Yes.
Which means if you are, we would love for you to be there after 9:30. Between 9:30 and 10, grab a coffee, meet all the people that you will have seen on the teeny tiny windows on your screen. Yeah, and we're going till 5:30.
Okay.
So lunch is provided. Those of you who are staying at the Carriage House Inn, we're meeting informally at the Peanuts Bar the night before on Friday night. So if you want to join us there, that'd be great. And I know some people want to go out for dinner afterwards. We can certainly organize that. So if you want to hang around afterwards and chat some more, that's a possibility. So if you want to make space in that, I'm definitely going out. I want to celebrate the fact that we will have completed this. Woohoo! So I will definitely be going if you want to hang around with me and past President Kurt and other facilitators possibly. That would be lovely.
And there's lots of great spots within walking distance of the building to go for dinner afterwards. So it's great.
Yeah. Absolutely. Any questions or comments? Yes, go ahead, Alan.
Excuse me, I put a question in the chat. I may have missed it. Room funding, was that district or local club for overnight? I missed that part.
The room funding is by the district, 5360. You keep your hotel receipt, you'll have to pay for it. You get the hotel plus mileage, 50 cents a kilometer.
Okay.
And then you just need to fill out the expense form, send it into the district, and you'll get reimbursed.
Well, that's great. Thank you for that offer. Yeah, and so I'll clarify with someone who is that around whether Stettler is eligible. Who would I confirm with?
Whether you're eligible from Stettler, no big deal. Come on. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
You're over 2 hours, so you can stay overnight. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Milan, you had a question?
I just to clarify something, it says there, does it mean if you're coming out of the district that or Saskatchewan that you are entitled for 2 nights, or that's because we are 3 hours, so 5:30, so 6 o'clock till I leave, so I'm driving.
Yeah, so because you are you're Medicine Hat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're allowed two overnights.
Okay.
Because it's 3 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And Saskatchewan, Western Saskatchewan is in our district. We do have folks from British Columbia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because See, Carol is here and Carolyn is here, and who else was here from outside our district? And I know that the district governor nominee from Richmond, BC is coming that day. Because what happens on the west coast of Canada and the United States is that they have what they call North Pacific. Oh, did I get the right? North Pacific PELS? Northwest Pacific PELS. Northwest Pacific PELS. And it's held in Seattle. And it's like for about 9 districts. But the situation that's happening now is many of the presidents, I don't know how many, but they have problems getting into the United States because they don't have a Canadian passport. And so they can't go. And of course, the cost of going to Seattle is becoming exorbitant for Canadians because of the exchange rate. So they are considering coming here to look at how we do our PELs so that they can get themselves organized and do it the same way there.
Plus, we just refuse to go there.
And you just refuse to go. Absolutely. Yeah. So it's wonderful to welcome our neighbors to the east and the west. Yay. Any other questions or comments? Okay, one final ask. If you feel inclined to motivate other presidents in suggesting how valuable this is for you as a president-elect, please send me an email with just a couple of sentences. I included that in the first pre-PELS, and we're trying to, again, part of engagement is the experience. If you had a great experience, you learned something new, just send me an email. I'm dgelect@rotary5360.ca, or if you want to send it to my personal email, menoyyc@gmail.com. I'll just put it in the chat, or maybe you can put that in the chat for me, Rob. That'd be great. Yeah.
Right. So I wasn't paying attention. I was just going to say quickly, for those who are coming, make sure you register as well on our area calendar at rotary5360.ca. That way we know, because we need to order food and stuff. So it's nice to know how many people are coming for sure. And there's also a map there with the office address as well, but we will email it out to the registrants, but the map is also on the website as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Sorry, Mano, I missed, do you want to type in your email quickly? Because I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
Okay. I know it, but
put in my email. I'll put both my emails. You can send it to either one. And that would be great, because especially if you know of a specific area that you found it particularly of interest to you, that will help for next year's president-elects, because we'll use your comments to say, look, this is what our president-elects from last year said about the learning.
Yeah, and yeah, it's really helpful for both of us. And we did a whole session on it earlier this year. We had a 2-hour Zoom of all the questions that came out of the last PELS. So yeah, it's fantastic for us.
So both my email addresses are there. You can pick either one. They both come to me. And this was a good session this evening. Thank you so much for your collaboration. Mary, thank you very much for presenting the membership action plan. This is now the second time this group has seen it. And like I said, we're going to go in detail on March 8th, and we're going to go in detail with your action plan, and we're going to go in detail with the club experience. So be prepared to have some fun, because we will have that. And those of you who know me, I'm a musician, so there will be music, guaranteed. Okay, any further questions, comments?
Thanks, everyone.
Okay, thank you, everybody. 8:31, not too bad. We're on time. Yay. See you on March the 8th. Thank you so much, Mary. That was great.
Yes, no trouble.
Mary, thank you. That was amazing.
That was a lot of fun. I must say that one of my best years was being club president. Absolutely.
Yeah.
There were many other years, but one of the best years.
One of the best years. That's great. What made it what made it the best? Like, what was, if you could pick the one thing that,
Oh, I love meeting other Rotarians and other clubs and just getting a better relationship with all of our members and doing so many cool things through Rotary, right?
awesome.
And then it just inspires you to be an AG and have more
Yeah.
clubs to engage with. And then it's like so cool. You want to be district governor because then you have even more clubs to engage with.
I know. It's amazing how it becomes quite addictive.
Yes.
And the more you put in, you just get more. You just get more. And the experiences become
Kool-Aid is
absolutely-
very powerful. I must say that Rotary Kool-Aid, it is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. When you start drinking it. And then the stuff that happens in real life doesn't I mean, the stuff happening today, yeah, I'm concerned. I'm quite concerned. But I have this other thing that brings me joy that counterbalances
Other stuff.
the tough stuff.
Yeah.
Because we all have tough stuff. And I just went through a month and a half of a lot of tough stuff. And I come back to Rotary and I smile. Like today's club meeting, just like I was so happy because we've had challenging meetings. But this one was great. So it was like, okay, renews my faith in my club. I'm staying for a while.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna double check my links for the curling Bonspiel and I'll send them to you right now.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, because I have nothing on my calendar this weekend.
Oh, wow. Well, that's
I
amazing.
have never been to a curling Bonspiel, period. And
Neither have I,
I've
so it's
never
gonna be
been to a
news.
Rotary one. And I know a lot of our Rotarians are involved. I'm gonna go there and go, oh, hi, so-and-so, hi, so-and-so, hi, so-and-so. And never
Oh,
stepped on a curling rink except when we do our big book sale, and that's when the ice is gone.
I'll get off the line here and I'll send you some info and
Okay,
great to
super.
see you. And there's
Thank
my
you.
buddy Larry from Los Amigos. I have to say hi, Larry.
Hey, you're a Los Amigos person.
Yes.
Ah,
He's my fireman. He's my fire truck buddy.
awesome.
We spent
Mary,
many hours in a fire truck together, but that's okay. We'll talk about that another time. Good night, everyone.
and
Good
Mary,
night.
good job
Nice seeing
hurrying
you
through
again.
your
Yeah.
hiccups. Good
Thank
job hurrying
you.
through your hiccups, Mary. I felt bad for you there.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah. What a great time to get the hiccups.
Oh, dear. Anyways, all the best, guys.
Okay,
Yeah, see
take
you.
care. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll give you a call later on, Rob, and we'll get
Yeah.
our check sorted out.
I just emailed you the chat, so I saved it. So I
Oh.
just emailed it over to you.
Wonderful, thank you. Yeah,
Okay.
it was a lot of great information in the chat.
And that was really good. I like the way you did that. That was awesome. That was a great idea.
Yeah,
Wait, I'm telling everyone to just wait and just hit. I mean, it's tough because you can't, like, unless people read through, you can't see the answers, but yeah, it just doesn't influence their
yeah, there's no influence.
get better data.
Yeah, better data, exactly. Yeah, cool.
No, that was really good. Okay, we'll talk about
Yeah, we'll talk about
I see that people have to register, so I'll probably wait because I do need to call and order food, but I'll do that at the end of the week. Like I'll check the number of people that are registered and
okay.
see what I ordered last year and then
Okay.
go from there.
And then we'll go with like I've been speaking to a lot of assistant governors as well. And I'm meeting with Leslie Biles next week. I'm gonna ask her if she wants to help out because you're gonna be running left, right, and center, and it's like if she could handle lunch and then you can handle music and the emceeing.
Yeah, it'll work out, yeah.
Have a couple of hands, or maybe Kurt can help. Anyway, we'll
Yeah.
figure it out. We'll figure out
Yeah,
what we
if
need.
Leslie can help us, great.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, awesome.
But if not,
Thank you.
we'll get there early. We'll have to set up the room
Yep.
and do everything. Go get the stuff go get the coffee and donuts. It'll be very similar to
Yep.
last year, right?
Yeah, yeah, except I think this year, well, we won't have the secretaries, so there will be less people. That'll give us more space. And I think I'd like the setup to be in small tables that people, like if we had a round table, like 6 people around a table,
Oh, okay.
have small tables that people can work at.
Well, yeah, we'll set up the room then. We'll probably get there like an hour early and set up then.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, we'll chat again soon.
Bye.
Thanks again so much. Really appreciate it. Okay, bye-bye.